Okay, so here we are again at the 200 most powerful marketing weapons, as Jay Levinson described it. As I understand it, we left off at number 60. Is that right? Is that right? 60? Yes. No? Yes? Okay.
What is it? Name's 59 and I'll
Well,
tell you.
59, let's see, we talked about 57 RSS feeds, 58 blogs, 59 podcasting.
Yes.
We're all on the same page?
Yes.
Okay, good deal. All right. So 200
Yeah,
most
that's where you left off, exactly.
powerful marketing weapons. Okay, so let's go over this again real quick. What is the purpose of marketing? Just so everybody's on the same page.
Get a phone call.
To get a phone call. That's right. It doesn't matter what you write if the phone doesn't ring. That's why a lot of times realtors will spend a lot of time going ahead and spending, writing 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, blah, 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 telling everything. And then that's why they don't get the call. See, you can't sell a home over the phone, and you can't get a buyer to come into the office if you can't actually talk to them. So everything you do, remember, you need to go ahead and make it so that they will be able to have questions, pick up the phone, and call you. That's the whole purpose here. Okay? So I'm going to change colors because that color is not so well. Number 60, we talked about owning
After you, sir.
Ezine publications. Okay. Now it's really tough. It's really tough these days to write a book, send it to Random House, and expect them to go ahead and publish your book. Okay? It's really tough. And it takes a long time. It's even harder to go ahead and become a freelance writer, write articles for Realtor.com or some of these other places, and then find yourself maybe having a blurb, if that. But what you can do, because of the miracle of technology, you can actually start your own magazine online. These electronic magazines are e-zines, okay? You can create them for yourself if that's what you choose to do. And again, remember, the marketing techniques we're talking about are just simply things you could do. Some of this stuff may not apply to you. I think creating a marketing magazine online might be a little bit tough. Okay, it takes a lot of time to do that. And as realtors, we may not have the time nor the motivation to do that. Okay, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time on that. Number 61, if you don't have the time to do it yourself or the inclination to do it, okay, you can also go ahead and run ads in the Ezine publications. Okay? You can run the ads in that. Now, does anybody have an Ezine that they know about? Okay. How many of you have like an iPod, iPad, iPhone, something like that? Okay. If you do, you probably know about things like, I don't know, time.com. They have magazines online, Wall Street Journal. All right.
Well,
they all have
all the papers.
They have all the papers. Okay. The rates for advertising in those are significantly cheaper than the paper. Why? Okay. Because you don't have to print stuff. You just have to type stuff. Okay? That's why it's a lot cheaper. So if you're trying to get it out, plus it's a lot more accessible these days. How many people actually read a paper? How many of you read a paper this morning? Okay, one? Yeah, okay. Yeah, all right, well, you're a little older, okay. And how many of you actually read a paper this week besides Bruce?
Yes, I have.
Okay, all right.
You mean actual paper or like an online paper?
No, an actual paper. Honest to God, in your hands paper.
Oh, no, sorry.
Okay. How many of you actually looked at classifieds or anything like that?
Nah.
Okay. Yeah, that's the problem. But these e-zines, if you look on, say, for example, iPods and iPads and things of that nature, okay, you'll see sections in there that you can go to, and believe it or not, these are actually starting to get a lot less expensive, right? When I bought this, it was like $500. Now you can get them like, I don't know, $250 or something, right? So you got Newsstand, for example, and they keep their stuff online here, okay? People get this stuff downloaded to them all the time. These apps are free, okay? So you can advertise in those as well, okay? So that's number 61. Number 62, all right? ebooks. Now look. How long does a book have to be? 2 pages. Mike Ferry one time wrote a book. It was really neat. He wrote down a book that said how to sell more real estate. And then what he did was he did it as a joke. All right. The first page said how to sell more real estate. The next page said go out and meet the people. The next page, go out and meet the people. Next page, go out and meet 149 pages. Go out and meet the people. Sold them $20 a piece, for God's sakes. And people would buy them. Because they thought, oh, that's so funny, Mike, that's great. People would buy this crap. The point is, if you have an expertise in anything, okay, or if you have a somewhat thought on something, there's absolutely nothing wrong with you creating a booklet or an ebook or something along those lines in your off time, taking some time to write it out, okay? And now, guess what? You're an author. Can that help your credibility when you're standing in front of a seller?
Yes.
Absolutely. Do they need to know that you wrote an ebook? No. You can just simply say, hey, I'm an author. I wrote a book. I wrote the book on this matter. Whatever it is. Pricing property, okay? Showing property. Bringing buyers, guerrilla marketing, whatever it is that you think you can find or contribute to this, this is the time you may want to write something, and it doesn't have to be huge, okay? 63, and remember, when you're creating this stuff, all you're trying to do is get the phone to ring, okay? You write down on your advertisements, author of guerrilla, style open houses or whatever, right? But next to your name. That adds credibility to you. Okay? 63. Content for other websites. Okay? Okay. How many of you are religious in any nature? Go to church, synagogue, anything like that? No? Yes? Okay, a couple. All right, good deal. Do they have a website?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right. Can you write any kind of article about real estate in that for free?
Not for free.
Okay, well, maybe not for free. Maybe they would want you to write some kind of article, okay, for example, Habitat for Humanity and how it works. Something that would help the congregation or the synagogue or something along those lines. You can write articles about this stuff. Look, any kind of publications you do is really geared, don't forget, this is not geared to bring you business. These items are geared to bring you authority. If you don't have a lot of experience in the business, okay, you can gain authority through these cheap methods. All right? So if I say, Julie, what are you really good at? She goes, you know what? I'm really good at selling HUD property, okay, to firemen or whatever. All right? Cute firemen in Scottish outfits or whatever, right? And so she goes out, that's right. So she goes out and she writes an article in, I don't know, the Fireman's Daily or whatever the heck it is they have, and she talks about something like that. That's authority. Do they know that she's only been in the business since September? No. But she's an authority in this, and it doesn't matter. They assume, when they see something in writing, they assume you know what you're talking about. As seen in, Time Magazine, as seen in CNN, as seen in Oprah, whatever, it elevates you, okay? 64. Now this one sounds easy, but let me assure you, it's not as easy as I would have hoped, okay? Number 64, webinars. Okay? Webinars. It's not as easy as it sounds, but you can hold them. Okay? You can go to anymeeting.com. It's free. Okay? And all you need some form of camera. If you've got like a MacBook Pro, something like that, you can create stuff like this. Or, you can, if you have an iPhone or some kind of phone that takes video, you can make, man on the street type stuff. You don't have to have an expensive camera crew following you around with a boom mic and lighting. You don't have to have that stuff anymore. That's the power of the web these days. Okay? 65. Now, this will come in handy, I think, for many of you. Okay? Joint ventures. Most of us have come from other fields. Okay? And regardless of the field that you have been in the past, okay, you have probably experienced your company partnering up with somebody. And what I want you to do is start thinking of you as opposed to one agent, okay, in tiny little Tucson selling 10, 20 homes a year. Think of yourself as a large corporation, because that's really what you are. You're Me Incorporated. And you have to try and figure out a way that people can look at your business in such a way that they feel comfortable doing business with you. So for example, all right, what would be a joint venture that you could go into with someone else to elevate your status, bring more business, whatever? What could you do?
Partner with a title company or lender.
Sure, you could partner with them. You could hold seminars, and they would help offset the cost. True. What else?
Inspectors.
Inspectors, true. How about this? How about, do you know any real estate attorneys? Is that a yes? No?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right.
Mm-hmm.
What about I know a good real estate attorney, right? And I know that he and his clients are buying property all the time. And they have trouble finding properties that they like, okay? You find the deal, and in return, instead of paying you a commission, that's your buy-in. And now you got an in. Now you're joint partnering with them. You bring what you know, they bring the dough, and everybody does business. You sell it, right? For free. Well, not free, but that's part of your getting into things. You sell it, you buy it, right? And then you share in the profits. Okay? The thing is, that's just one thing you could do. Another joint venture that you could get into, okay, if you're not really crazy about working with an attorney or something like that, what about this? What if, okay, you're an agent and you're dealing with another agent who has a little bit more money than you do, you find the deal, you together work on it, get it sold, and now you make money. Kurt Stinson does this. He works with, what's his name again?
Dean?
No, not Dean. The guy that comes in, the agent all the time.
Oh, I don't know his name.
Yeah, I don't remember his name. Anyway, he comes in all the time. He handles, that's all he does, okay? He's an agent here in the office, and I'll be doggone if I can remember his name right now. But the fact is, that's all he does, is go down, buy these properties with Kurt. They work together. This guy is in charge of making sure that the property is done and repaired. He gets the crews out there, makes sure it's ready, and then they turn around and sell it, and they split the profits. Okay? Another way that you can go ahead and do a joint venture here, okay, is you can go ahead and work with other places like Casa de la, how does it go again? Casino or Casino? Yeah, my voice is just not, my mouth is not working out. Chicanas por la Casa, right? Okay, yeah, you know, you're working for them, okay, helping them find something. You know, these NPRs that we had, what was that neighborhood next, what is it, the neighbor program initiative that they were having here recently, where the city would buy a property with an agent that they assigned, and then they would go ahead and purchase it in a distressed area, all right? They would buy it at a certain appraised value. It was a guaranteed sale, and then they would be able to go ahead and stabilize that neighborhood. It was an NSP program, Neighborhood Stabilization Program. That agent went ahead and partnered with them to make this happen. Let me ask you a question. Do you think that housing and urban development one day picked up a cell phone or went through the phone book and cold called through the phone book looking for Sandy Heath? No, probably not. Sandy Heath had to go out and work for that contract, okay? That's a joint partnership. She has a a skill, they have a need, she meets them in the middle, and obviously she gets paid. It's not just a listing, okay? Same thing goes with Dan. He pursued going after these people so he could represent Pinal County, Santa Cruz, you know, Phoenix, some of these areas here that he's working in, okay? He pursued that business. And you can do the same thing. You got to think of this bigger. You're not thinking big enough, okay? 66. Word of mouse marketing. Word of mouse, okay? If you go on our YouTube, Sell More Homes Now, okay? YouTube / Sell More Homes Now. That's where you'll see this video. If you go on that video on our YouTube channel, you will see where I have pasted and posted and liked certain things from the web that I've seen. Jay Kinder's site, Tony Robbins' site, a bunch of different videos that I have found that are inspirational or whatever that could apply to your business. And I put that on there for you because I found that they're really good stuff. How did Anthony Robbins get his videos on our site? Anybody know? Did Anthony Robbins call me up? Hey, Carl, I need you to do me a favor. Put your stuff on your site? No. I went through the web. I am on YouTube. I'm looking stuff up. I'm looking around. I find it. I click a mouse. It gets posted to our website. That's word of mouse. Because I'm finding out about him. I click his thing. It comes to our site, his name, his website, all this stuff, right? He never had to lift a finger. And now you hear about it. And now you go on the site and you see it. You now, through us, have found out about his particular thing, whatever this is. We got Floyd Wickman up there. We got Mike Ferry up there. Dominic Nicoli. We got a lot of other people up there that you can learn a lot from. That's word of mouse marketing. If you create something on the internet, particularly YouTube, YouTube is huge. That goes viral or something, oh my God, it's insane the kind of results you can get.
So when I went to that site last night and was watching one of the interviews, are you telling me all the other links are controlled by you, or YouTube put some of those in?
I control them.
There was nothing there unsolicited.
Right.
Okay, that helps.
There's nothing there. If you look on our YouTube channel, okay, you see two things. If you go on to Sell More Homes Now, all right, you know, www.youtube.com, get / Sell More Homes Now. Okay, when you click that in your browser, all right, you will get our web page. You'll get a picture of, you know, some guy scuba diving, which is me, all right, in the Cayman Islands. It's the best picture of me. My face is covered, right? So you'll get our picture, and here it will say feeds, and here it will say videos. And it's a little tab type of thing, right? In the feeds portion, you'll see certain videos that I have found over the web. Motivational videos, you know, speeches, other agents and the ideas that they have used, other trainers, you know, Floyd Wickman, the like. You'll see a copy of that video, a little thumbnail of it, and underneath you might actually see +3 more, right? You click that, and it opens up like a drop-down box, 3 more things, okay? So you can see a lot of the different things that I have clicked like on. Now, if you're not familiar with Facebook, all right, like is a little hand with a thumb up, right? And if it's dislike, then obviously it's a thumb down, right? Okay, so anyway, when you like something, it puts it on your channel so other people can see what you've done and what you like. So that automatically takes stuff from their site, references it to your site. If you create the original material, okay, whatever that is, whether it be your cat smiling, jumping off a cliff, whatever it is you like, whatever it is you do, then your people see this and they like it. You tell them, hey, rate it, like it. Rate it means you got 5 stars. They just click how many stars, how good they think it is. Like it means that it puts it onto your site. And subscribe. Subscribe means that every time something new comes up, you get a picture of it. You get some sort of, oh, okay, that's what's on their site now.
Okay. Do I subscribe while I'm looking at this, or when I'm doing something on mine?
Well, you subscribe when you're on our site. You'll see a little corner here where it'll say subscribe.
And then I get what? A note? Or
Yeah, if you have a YouTube account, and the YouTube
oh, it's
account.
over in another YouTube.
Yeah, you just start up a YouTube account of your own. Okay, YouTube accounts are free. All right, they go off your Gmail. If you got Gmail, it's super simple. And what'll happen is every time when you click subscribe, every time I post something here, it goes to you as well as a little note saying, Carl, posted a like on such and such. So the thing is, here you go, you got Anthony Robbins, right? Or Mike Ferry, okay? They've created content. Or you could say you. You have created content in some way, shape, or form. Somebody else on the internet has seen it. They click like. It goes onto their site. You come along. You are a subscriber on my site. And you say, wow, that's cool. And you like it, and it goes on your site. Then your friends or subscribers see it, and they see it, and they're like, oh, wow, that's cool, they like it. Did you or Anthony Robbins or Mike Ferry have to lift a finger to make that happen? Absolutely not. That is word of mouth marketing, okay?
Twitter's very similar,
Twitter is very similar also.
right?
Yeah. So the whole concept here is you don't have to go crazy and get a $5 million camera and lighting sets and so on and so forth. You can do it as simple as your phone. If you want to create something great, okay, then you just need to have a little bit of imagination and creativity, okay? You can use these tools to get the word out on your site and on your business. If you've got a particular client that just got out of a closing and they think you're wonderful and all this wonderful stuff you did, hey, great, do you mind telling other people about it? Make a video of it, post it on your site, right? All right, next, viral marketing. 67, viral marketing. Viral marketing, okay, is simply a video or perhaps a Twitter feed or something like that, but primarily video that you put on YouTube that people have seen, they like it a lot, they click it, and everybody loves it. And it's that word of mouth thing. All of a sudden, everybody's clicking it and liking it and this and that. Next thing you know, you got 1 million people looking at your stuff. That is not impossible. Happens all the time. It's because the content that you created is so fantastic, everybody likes it, they want to see it over and over again. Okay, good example. Have any of you seen the movie Tropic Thunder? Yes? Yeah, if you're younger, you've seen it. Some of you old people haven't seen it. Okay. If you have seen that movie, all right, Tropic Thunder, all right, there is a character, okay, named Les Grossman that Tom Cruise plays. It's a Hollywood media mogul kind of guy. He's got a blue shirt, shirt's unbuttoned, he's got hair and a gold necklaces and stuff. And he starts singing to ludicrous songs. He's dancing around and all this and all that, right? And then it was hilarious. It was at the end of the movie. It was hilarious, the character that he played. But then, about a year later, at the 2010 MTV Awards, okay, they talked to Tom and they said, hey, I'll tell you what, let's reinstate that character and have him yell at the guy who played in Twilight, Pattinson. That video, they paid maybe a couple $100,000 or whatever to create it. They put it on the web, on MTV, I'm sorry, they put it on MTV, but then the thing went viral, and everybody saw it. It was crazy. The amount of bang for buck that they got for that is insane. The amount of money that they spent relative to the amount of advertising they got. Now, that doesn't mean to say you need to go spend $100,000 on something. But what I'm trying to convey to you is that if you can create some kind of short, quick, funny thing that outlines your business or something like that, you can really go crazy. And people will go nuts and they'll see it. Okay? If you want to get, look, forget putting your name on billboards and stuff like that, okay? How great I am. Make it funny, put it on the web. See how many people you'll see. You'll be able to track it. Something to think about, okay? 68. eBay. Now, I don't know, or other auction sites, right? I don't know how this would work specifically for a home, but I wonder if you can sell babies on eBay, okay, is it possible then for us to sell a home on eBay?
You were doing it.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So if you talk to your seller and say, you know what, I want to get the word out in every possible way. Let's do an eBay auction. I don't know. Maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. I don't know. But the fact is that you are trying to go ahead and get something going for your client. You're trying to get that phone to ring. Next, when you're going to be doing any kind of internet marketing, okay, one thing you need to be able to do is you need to know where people are coming from, what they're seeing, what they like, what they don't like, and where they leave. That's what you need to know, okay? And the way you find out about this is through click analysis. On YouTube, on Google, on most major websites, they will be able to tell you how many hits you got. Hits, by the way, are irrelevant. If I click a home page, okay, and I found your site, that is one click. And I say, oh crap, I didn't mean carlkrenzel.com, I meant carlkrenzel.porn or something, right? Then they back out, and they click something else, and then they come back. That's another hit. They pressed it too many times on the browser, let's say. Or they go to another page in my site, and then they press back. Hits don't really mean anything, okay? So when somebody says, well, we can give you $25,000, 25,000 hits a month, don't be fooled, okay? It doesn't mean much. But what you want to know, okay, is something like a pass-through rate. You want to know analytics. How long have they stayed on? Page views. You've got to know what they're seeing, how long they stay. What is the thing that they actually do once they get there? Do they stay there for 20 minutes and look at your site? Do they leave in 2 seconds? Why would you want to know that?
Know if you need to change something.
Yeah, see if you need to change something. The other thing you'll find through AdWords, through Google, you'll find meta tags. And that is how searches find your site, is through the things that you say you're talking about. Real estate is a meta tag. Real, a meta tag. Carl Krenzel, meta tag. Coaching, meta tag. You know what I'm saying? So you need to know, if you're going to do any kind of significant web marketing, that's something you need to know, okay? Now look, so here you are, you decided that you're going to use the internet as part of your marketing strategy, okay? However, it's a little expensive. And you say, you know what, I'll tell you what, number 70, number 70, you tell your people, tell you what, I will go ahead and put a link on your site. Pay-per-click. Has anybody ever heard of this? Pay-per-click is where you switch links. If they click their link and it goes to your site, you pay them a cent or something like that. And vice versa. So that can help offset. Again, you're partnering with somebody else. Hogan School of Real Estate does this. Why don't you? 71. Real estate keywords. Website keywords. Now think this through. When you're doing your site, there's going to come a point on your web pages that you have to decide what your keywords are going to be. Keywords are meta tags. Essentially, they are words that people would put in Google to find something. So put yourself in the consumer's shoes and say, okay, if I was looking for something and I didn't know Carl, how would I get to Carl's website? Well, I might type in Tucson foreclosures. Okay? Tucson foreclosures would be a great keyword. So anytime somebody would type in Tucson foreclosures, my site would come up. Now it might be on page 14 on the last one, but it's going to come up. Then that's when you got to refine things to get them a higher rate. Okay? We talked about that the other day. 72, Google AdWords. Again, another free site from our good friends at Google. Google AdWords is a tool that you can use to help your site get better words, get better tags, get better. It shows you how to click things. It shows you how to track things. It's free on Gmail. If you don't have a Gmail account, you really ought to consider getting one. Google Mail, Gmail is a great tool. It really is. You get a free phone number, you get AdWords, you get, multiple emails. I mean, calendars, documents. I mean, you name it, you got it. You can get anything. Yes.
You had said that on Google Voice you could set up multiple numbers on your email.
On one email account, you can have one.
One email gets one number then.
Right.
So every time I want another number for a different flyer, a different whatever, it's a different email attached
Correct.
to that. Got it.
Correct.
That's what I was struggling to find yesterday.
Absolutely, yeah. If you've got a Gmail account, then you can have one phone number assigned to that Gmail account. We've got like 5 or 6 of them.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's
yeah.
what I was trying to figure
Okay.
out. Okay, thanks.
Sponsored links. Okay, so now you're big time, right? I'm not saying this is going to happen, but it's something. Sponsored links. Your website's getting tons of activity. You got people flying in and out, right? This is fancy words for an ad on your website, okay? Brought to you by Google or whatever, okay? They'll handle the actual technical part of it. They'll show you how to do it, but that's something to think about, okay? If you're starting to get some significant activity on your stuff, YouTube, again, is a huge place to do this, okay? Look, go on some of these big places. Okay, write this one down. This is one you want to go on. And I think I've mentioned it before. It's called Equals 3. Okay, young kid, 20-something years old. Okay, him and his friends, they create videos. And all they do, this is all they do, is review videos that people send to them. And they make a joke out of it. It's like 10 minutes or less. And everyone is the same. And it's this funky guy, he's really funny, got his hair out everywhere. But if you look on there, he has people like Gabriel Iglesias who stick in and sub for him when he's gone. Gabriel Iglesias, in case you're not familiar, was a very popular comedian. Okay? People will go on his show, attend his show, because they want to go ahead and have that viewing. They want to have that exposure. Okay? If you create something, like I said, on YouTube, for example, that has a lot of value, okay, or helps people stick in their mind, okay, you can create AdWords on there, and you'll see them at the bottom. You'll see little ads, right, on your videos that you get paid for if they click, okay? Next, banner exchanges, okay? Again, it's the same thing like a link, except in this case it's larger, okay? Banner ads, they're bigger, they're part of your overall page, especially you'll notice these on YouTube, okay? Banner ads, you'll see these on YouTube a lot if it's a really popular page, okay? Like Sexy Phil, S-X-E-P-H-I-L, Sexy Phil, right? You'll see before every one of his ads, imagine ours, like we're taping today, okay? And you put it on YouTube. Right before that, about 5 seconds in, before this video starts, this is the video, there is a short ad about 4 seconds long. And it's a little annoying, but you can click out of it in 4 seconds. You can put up with it. But they will pay you to have that on there. Now I'm trying to get you to think outside the box here. Look, like it or not, you are in a YouTube world. Okay? Today, we are in appointment television world. If you want to see Seinfeld, you can't just click on it and watch it. You can't just press a button and see Seinfeld. You have to wait until a particular time. You want to see Lost, you have to wait. You want to see America's Biggest Loser or whatever, you got to wait. Or TiVo. The way things will be done in the future, and I don't mean very long, the next couple years, YouTube will have a large presence on the web. They call it smart TV. And if you want to look it up on the CES. That's Consumer Electronics Exchange seminar or something like that. It's closed to the public, and they have it going on right now in Las Vegas. And what it is they're talking about something called smart TV. If you have, okay, look. If you have, and I know many of you probably don't, but if you have any kind of gaming system, Sony, Xbox, Wii, anything like that, you can watch videos on demand. You ever heard of Netflix? You can watch YouTube on demand. No commercials, all right? That will be the way it will be. Like it or not, that's what's going to happen, okay? It doesn't hurt to take advantage of some of this and at least familiarize yourself. You don't necessarily have to advertise there, but at least get familiar, okay? And the last thing about internet, all right, 76, I guess this was, I missed one, we got 70. 70 was pay-per-click, 71
Wait,
keywords.
75 and master.
Yeah, 72 is AdWords, 73 sponsored links, 74 reciprocal link exchanges. Okay, that's where I missed it. All right, so 74 is actually reciprocal link,
That's not banner ads.
which is not that, yeah. That's where you're forming together, instead of doing a pay-per-click, it's just strictly exchanging links. That's all it is, okay? 75 is that, 76. 76 is web conversion rates. Again, going right back to your analytics, you have to know what your web conversion rates are. What difference does it make if you have an ad, okay, on the paper and you don't know how many calls you're getting versus an ad on the web and you don't know how many calls you're getting and how many conversions you're getting? It doesn't do you any good at all. Okay, so you take the same ad. How many hours should you spend in 10 hours on an ad? How many hours should you spend on the header?
9.
1. Oh, yeah, that's right, 9. I got it mixed up in my head. 9. 9 hours on the header, okay? And one of the biggest reasons is because it is something that needs to grab their attention, okay, number one. And then number two, it will also help you track. So for example, I wrote an ad recently on Craigslist, okay? It was the same ad, essentially, had the same stuff, essentially. And I put down on there, on one ad, I put down no experience necessary. And I put that under real estate jobs, okay? I got a really good response, a lot of folks, right? I put down mail stuffer needed. Under the mail stuffer needed part, I put down, tell me how much you want, right? Tell me how much you think that job is worth. No experience necessary. I just said it's essentially the same job, okay? Which one do you think got the most response?
The first one.
You would think that. That's what I thought. I thought, man, that's a good ad, right? I was surprised. No experience necessary got a total of 25 responses within 2 days. Okay? Guess how many this got in the same period of time? 152. So if I'm going to run that ad again, which one do you think is going to be the one I would run if I still needed that thing? Yes, absolutely. It's a no-brainer. So the thing is that you need to mix it up a little bit on your web and on your ads that you run. You got to be able to mix it up so you can test and see what kind of response you're getting. You have to track it. Okay? Okay. All right.
Do you
So now,
think it was
yeah.
the second part of that, though, the tell me how much you want?
No, because actually I didn't mark down on either one of them. I just said on one that it was, I had no idea what this is worth. Tell me what you think. I was just very bland about and I got responses from, one kid who's 17 was willing to do 200 something envelopes for like $20, which is like impossible. There's no way you're going to handwrite all this stuff and do this for $20. There's no way. Another lady, she was willing to do it for $2 per envelope. $400? Well, of course, I'd do it too. You know what I'm saying? Ridiculous. The thing is that the cost, okay, I'm just trying to figure out what kind of response I can get. And the header is what's going to make the difference. Okay, so quick review, in case you missed. We talked about earlier, we talked about the media, all right, different kinds of media. We talked about the broadcasting, right? The broad media, billboards, ads on TV, things of that nature. Then we talked about the mini media, okay? Which was things like, specific ads, looking for a specific type of person, in a specific magazine. Remember that Nike, we went down from broadcasting to minicasting all the way down to nanocasting, talking about Nike looking for a jogger in a jogger magazine. Okay? Then we went and we talked about e-media, okay, which we talked about everything. Faxes, computers, cell phones, info box mails, etc. Now we're going to talk about another form of media that you can take advantage of here. Okay? This one is really very useful, especially if you have no money. If you're running low on funds and you're a brand new agent, you need to find ways to get the word out. Okay? Info media is probably something you can really use to your advantage. So let's talk about info media. Number 77, okay, is your knowledge of the market. Now you're familiar with this technique, okay? In real estate and real estate agents, what do we mean when we say knowledge of the market? How do we use that typically?
Well, in the comparables and in the statistics.
We go around with little mailers or something along those lines, and we say free CMA, right? You ever seen that one? Some of your newer agents, maybe? Okay, that's pretty common. You'll see it on some of these advertisements that you'll see in magazines. Call me now for a free CMA. That's using knowledge of the market. Find out specific knowledges that you may have, i.e., how to get half off your mortgage. Call for information. Find out how to buy a home for $1,000 down. Call for more information. Investor looking for a fix-up property that no one knows about. Call for more information. Whatever. Okay? But your knowledge of the marketplace, look, that's the thing you have. So use it. Number 78. Research studies. Now you can use this a couple different ways, okay? You've seen people going around on clipboards, right? and saying, hi, do you mind if I'm taking a study? You know, we're trying to figure out blah, 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 right? And most of the time we say, well, no, that's okay, thanks, have a nice life. That's because what they're doing is they're doing a research study to see if perhaps they might be able to sell you something. Now, here's a good one for you. I've been doing this a long time, 16 years. And I thought I had seen it all. I've seen all kinds of marketing. Here comes the door. Open up the door. Yes? Hi, lady. Very unobtrusive, right? I'm bigger than she is. I can beat her up if I have to. Has a name badge. You know, Mary Pat or whatever. From something water systems. Yes, we're testing water systems here in the neighborhood, and we just need to get a sample of your water to make sure everything's okay. Oh, okay, no problem. Here's a test tube. Just make sure you don't have the edge touch the faucet. Oh, okay, no problem. So I go off. I get it. Now bring it back. Here you go. Okay, great. She pulls out a label, puts it on there, like a blood draw, for God's sakes. Right? So, okay, and this is the Feldman residence. Okay, great. And how many people are living there? Okay, how many faucets do you have? Okay, all right. Okay, great. Thank you very much. And walks away. I think, okay, well, it's the city going out, you know, and doing a survey or something, right? 3 days later, I get a call from someone saying, yes, we have your test results for your home. And we wanted to be able to go ahead and, you know, come on out and show you the results. Oh, okay, great, no problem. When's a good time? Tuesday at 4. Okay, great, sounds good to me. Now my spidey sense starts picking up on something here, right? Tuesday at 4. Would Tuesday at 2 or Tuesday at 4 be better? Wait a minute.
I heard that before.
Where have I heard that before? Come to find out, these research studies were actually Culligan Water, okay, wanting to go ahead and sell me a Culligan water system because they're going to tell me how crappy my water is. So I say, okay, great, no problem. I'll be happy to. I can't make it at Tuesday at 4, but I'll tell you what. Why don't you? What do they tell us? Why don't you mail it to me? I'm sorry, sir, we can't mail it. If you'd like, we'd be happy to go ahead and just bring it out and show it to you. They weren't going to mail me that. But you see, it's the research study they used as marketing to get me, and I'm a dutiful little sailor. I go out there and I fill it up and I'm okay, and they label it out, and I've been doing this 16 years. I'm like a sucker. Okay, and I do it. She's unobtrusive. She looks the part. Research studies. Find out a way that you can apply that to your life. I'll let you figure that part out because I don't know how. Specific customer data. Okay, this one I do know about. Okay. If you do wholesaling, or know someone who does, wholesaling is simply this. All it is you go out, you find a property that's nice, you put a contract on it that is assignable, you find an investor who wants to buy it. You say, okay, great, here's the contract, and you sell them the contract for $7,000 or whatever the amount is that you agree to, and they pay you the day it closes for that contract. You've assigned it over to them. That, in a nutshell, is wholesaling. Okay? Have you seen any bandit signs? Does anybody know what a bandit sign is?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
A bandit sign is a sign that's out in the middle of nowhere, okay, out on the street corner, or taped up nailed on a telephone pole or something like that. I buy homes cash as is. 555-1212, right? And then what happens is you call that number, you're a homeowner. And you say, yeah, I got to sell my house. You say, okay, great, I'll go out there. They go out, they take a look at the home and say, I can give you $40,000 for $1 million house or whatever, right? Whatever the amount is. And then they agree to go ahead and put it under contract for whatever the amount is. Then that person turns around and goes to their pool of investors. How do they find those investors? Okay.
Azria meetings.
Azria meetings, okay. At least we got a couple people who know what we're talking about. Azria, if you've never heard of it, okay. Arizona Real Estate Investors Association. I messed it wrong. Is that right,
There's an
Eric?
I. It is EIA.
EIA. Okay, all right, yeah. See, IA.
Real estate.
Yeah, there we go. Real Estate Investors Association. Is that correct? Yeah, okay. ASREA. ASREA, believe it or not, is a group of people who are investors. And they get together and they talk about deals and they talk about things they can do. These people have money. You can talk to these people and see, you got to weed out the good ones from the bad ones. But you can build a list, okay, from that. And how much did it cost you to get a list of people who say they're going to do something? Nothing. You just went out there and you started passing cards around. You're marketing. You're doing stuff, right? You have a list of people who say, yeah, I'm looking for 3 bedrooms, 2 baths in Central. And Joe Blow comes up and says, yeah, I like stuff that's a 4 bedroom, that's 2 bath, that's a duplex in Central. And you have this all laid out. You find, I'm not saying you run this sign, because real estate agents, you can't do this, can you? Not this way. You have to disclose that you're a real estate agent, right? So that doesn't work quite as well. But the thing is that you build a list, and when you have a particular client, a HUD comes up, an investment property comes up that you know about, you go through the list of people and you find out, hey, yeah, Joe Blow, he's looking for these. That's the kind of guy I need to talk to. Pick up the phone. Bam. That's a specific customer data. Okay? Another way to approach this, okay, how many of you love to make calls? Okay, that's what I thought. I do, but you don't. Okay, fine. All right, specific customer data. Okay, so let me ask you this. How many people own duplexes in the northwest side of town? A little or a lot?
A little.
A little. How many people own duplexes, triplexes, etc. in central Tucson? A lot. Do you know who they are? And if not, why not?
We get the data from the title company.
That's right.
We have to disseminate it.
So here's the deal. You get from the title company information of all the people who own duplexes, triplexes, quads, whatever. And you say, okay, I got a list. Give me the phone number of these people too. And they'll give you the phone numbers that are available. If they own a duplex, triplex, quad, or they are a multiple owner, okay, they own several properties, not necessarily duplex, triplex, quads, okay? What do you suppose the odds are that they might, in fact, actually be an investor? Yeah. Okay, you start to see the picture come together now? So you've got a list of people you know are chances of, they'll probably buy multiple properties. Do you think an investor may want to sell an investment property that's not performing?
Mm-hmm.
How many people are actually marketing to those people?
Very few.
Very few. You're calling expired listings. How many agents are calling expired listings? A lot. How many agents are calling for sale by owners? A bunch. How many are calling these people? Next to none. Okay? You're building a specific list. Now, you want to add these people to your center of influence. This is the way the phone call goes. Hi, Mr. Smith. I noticed that you own a property over on 123 Main Street. Is that true? Yes, I do. Okay, great. I was calling because I happen to have some investment property that I know that you own several, and I just wanted to call and see if you were interested in buying it. Well, no, I'm not. I'm pretty much full right now. I'm not going to be doing anything. Okay, no problem. That's fine. So let me ask you a question. Do you have any property that you need to sell that's maybe not performing? No, everything's cool. All right, great, no problem. Tell you what, would you like me to go ahead and just give you a call and let you know when these hot deals come up? I'm not going to pester you every time something comes up, but when it's a really good deal, like a bank foreclosure or something, should I call you and just let you know about it just in case? Yeah, absolutely. Okay, great. What have you created? Center of influence. If you have 1,000 people in your center of influence and you are marketing to them correctly, 4 times a year you mail them something, 4 times a year you talk to them, what kind of response rate are you going to get from that? Mike Ferry says 10%. If you have 1,000 people, you market to them properly over the course of a year, 10% give you a deal, okay? How many deals is that per year? 100. All right? Now, for those folks at home who might have problems attending class and maybe who have problems understanding math, it's a little joke there. If you have problems, then let's follow the math. 100 deals, your average commission, if you're at 100%, 3% on a co-op, is going to be approximately $4,500. You multiply this by that, how much did you make in a year by mailing and calling people? Damn near $500,000. Let's pretend I'm wrong. Let's pretend I'm totally wrong. Let's pretend it's only 5% respond to you. Okay. You've now made $225,000. Is that more than you made already? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let's pretend Carl's just totally whacked out, that only 1% actually do something. Okay? What's 1% of 100? 1. One deal. That's all you did. One deal. And you got $4,500 for it. That $4,500, did that cover the cost of the investment for the mailing 4 times over a year to 1,000 people? Absolutely. Because how much is a stamp? 45 cents. Okay? One deal makes it. Makes your nut. But if you work this system and you work it correctly, odds are you're going to make more than $4,500. That is the power of going ahead and adding to your center of influence. Okay? And building that list of investors will help. Okay, enough of that. We are now on 80, case studies. Case studies, okay, for us, would be applicable in the terms of testimonials. Okay? Where you are having a seminar would be a great example. You're having a seminar and you're disseminating information, and you have a testimonial of sorts, and you write out on a fancy piece of paper, right, and you say case study, right? Joe Blow. Okay? You don't give their whole name, or Joe, Joe B, you know, whatever. Credit score, 620. Sort of on the edge, right? You managed to get him in some kind of program. You got him in a house. And now he is a homeowner. This case study that you present to somebody in a seminar, okay, can be used because they, what do they associate? When you get a case study, what does that associate to you?
Credibility.
Credibility. Think about it. Remember, marketing is image. Reality is the perception. If I wear a suit up here, and if I wore flip-flops, shorts, aside from my pale legs, and I have my hair even longer than it really is it hard for people to take me seriously? Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I may be the same person, but perception is reality. If you dress terrible, okay, people will take you not seriously. You will hurt yourself. Okay? Do you think I like to wear suits every day? No. Do I love to have my hair this long? Absolutely not. But the fact is, perception is reality, and the case studies create a perception that you know what you're talking about. 81, sharing. Now, this is an interesting little thing I noticed today. When I was on Craigslist this morning checking some stuff out, I noticed that there was a realtor who said that he was looking for a what? An assistant, okay? And he was looking for a realtor that he could co-list stuff with. You take all the calls, you take all care of the showings, I'll take care of the rest. If he's going to co-list something, okay, the appeal to the other person is I will get what? Buyers. The appeal to the original listing agent is what? I don't have to show it, right? The fact is, because if, okay, you've seen this. In Phoenix, do they have Phoenix agents that come down here and sell property? That list property? All the time. Do the Phoenix agents come down here and show a property? No.
Exactly.
They want somebody here that they can handle the stuff with. They are simply sharing. Okay? Don't be greedy. Share it. Look at Dan Beal. Dan Beal uses Anel to help handle property in Pinal County. He shares with her. Okay? Don't be greedy. Because Dan knows that if he says, look, I'm not going to take that listing, then he's slit his own throat. Business that you can get from Pinal, it's a sign call, okay? What do sign calls a lot of times are they? Okay? Let's just take a quick look at a sign call. What is a sign call?
Somebody drove by and called on a sign.
Right. They own, yeah. And what are the chances are that they can actually buy that property? Probably not going to. Odds are they're only about 10% of the time they're going to buy that property. Most of the time they have what's called frozen equity. What does a frozen equity mean?
You probably have a property.
They have a property to sell. Okay? They have a property to sell. So here's Dan. Dan goes out. He tells Chicanos por la Casa, yeah, I'll help you out with stuff in Pinal County and stuff in Santa Cruz. Sure, no problem. We can handle that for you. That's no big deal. But I don't want to drive down there and show property myself. I got a life to lead. So I'm going to help share some of this stuff with Anel. You can handle all the buyers down there. And I've got an agreement with you. I don't know what their agreement is. But if there's a seller that comes down there, we'll work with that one too. And so now he's able to help those people with frozen equity. They can list the home, okay, have that same agreement, and now he has more business than he did before. Whereas if he said, no, I don't want to share any of that, I'm going to do it all myself, everything goes away. He gets nothing. Okay? Don't be afraid to share. 82. Brochures. Now, I'm not a big fan of this. Oh, crap. It's 105. Ah, sorry about that. I got so excited.
It was interesting.
Sorry about that. Guys, it's 105. Any questions, comments, concerns, emotional freakouts, overloads, anything like that?
No.
No. Okay, great. Well, you guys have a wonderful day. Thank you for showing up. Tomorrow we will go ahead. Today's Thursday, right? Okay, yeah. Tomorrow we will go ahead and hit 80 through God knows whatever. Okay?
Thanks, Carl.
All right, guys. Have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.
I need you to look at this, please. And Carl, I have the